Welcome to today's Fast Track episode of the Growth Zone. The Fast Track is a concept that provides a quick, fast mind feeding for you. Depending whether you listen to it in the morning or in the evening or even midday, you can use it to have some new ideas to guide you through the day. So, what's our topic for today? Why you can use public relations to increase your visibility in the market. So, we've been looking at in the last episode of this fast track that we're doing now. We were looking at how you can filter out the noise, the marketing nonsense that's being posted out by competitors, by companies, all sorts of things that are happening. Even fake news, there's so much garbage out there. And you, whether you're a small business or a big business, it doesn't matter. You are trying to somehow reach those people who you want to get to listen to you. Whether you want to listen to you so that they go and buy your products or invest in you or are willing to maybe consider having joint ventures, maybe becoming your customers or your suppliers, it doesn't matter. You have quite a challenge because there's so much nonsense going out there. And now with the current situation, you get so much garbage. And plenty of people at a certain level, they are exiting social media. Yes, they are going, at least for several days usually, or even for weeks, they're not even logging into their accounts in Facebook. They're not really actively contributing, not interacting. Maybe they're not even using tools like Messenger, Facebook Messenger and so on, because they just don't see the value in it. There's so much nonsense going out there and people are posting to Messenger as well, a lot of garbage on that you then say, oh, I don't want that. And you don't go in there. And that's the key problem. These key people that you're wanting to reach are going out. It's the same thing happening as well for platforms like LinkedIn as well, where usually you'd have all these business people being in there. But when they keep getting like 5, 10, 20 sales contact requests, then you don't want that. You don't want to go in because each time you get a request on your phone shown and you think, it'll be a salesperson again who's just wanting to sell me something without even building with me a relationship, even looking whether I have any need for that kind of solution or product. And I get so many contacts. Today I just got, I think, 6. Yesterday I got 20. And I thought, what am I supposed to do with that? I don't need this kind of stuff. I don't need that and I don't want that. And that's actually what turns off people. So then these people are not going into these platforms like LinkedIn. And you see as well the engagement, whether it's in Facebook or in LinkedIn. You see the engagement going down. The social reach is as well going down, which is bad for those who are trying to do marketing, whether you're doing an organic marketing or an ads marketing. The ads will most likely show to people that are actually not your ideal customers. They're not going to buy from you, but the ads are costing you money and you're burning cash flow. And even if you say, well, but it doesn't matter because I just need one customer who will buy and this is the right customer. But what if the customer buys and then gets buyer's remorse and cancels the order? Boom, you've sold and wasted energy and budget on a marketing campaign that is actually not really delivering the revenue that you need. And there's no return on investment because you have to do all the ads, the advertising, you have to do the videos, the photos, the copywriting, all this whole thing. And if you're just blasting out and it's not really getting any kind of traction and you're not actually building any kind of relationship, then you're just doing ads and it becomes repetitive and people start reporting it as scam or irrelevant content and so on and so on. And that increases your ads cost as well at the same time. And you don't want that. So let's have a look and step 2 steps backwards. So when you build a set of content around your business and market, you are able to attract search engines. Consider that. So people are looking for answers to their needs And eventually they will find you if you've been doing your homework, if you've actually putting out qualitative content that has some kind of relationship between their needs, their problems, and your offers, your opportunities. It's not just about helping them, but it's as well about showing them whether you are the right person to do business with, or you're the right company to do business with. And if you're just posting garbage about dogs having a fight or cats and other kind of stuff on social media and other things, that's the wrong investment of time and energy you're putting into an environment that's attracting the wrong kind of people. And the thing is, your direct friends are not usually going to be your customers. Some of them might be supporters. Some of them might, yes, one of them might be a client eventually or so. But in most cases, they are not your clients. And if you are believing that by posting something on Facebook, you are going to generate big revenue, that's totally crazy. And in most cases, it then indicates usually towards any kind of things like multi-level marketing and all these other things that have no sustainability in them. And once the whole thing falls apart, you have a problem, because you have to have in there, you have to have some really powerful people who have good connections and who train really great teams to be able to best sell salespeople. And I know some of these people who are really, really good, but there's well a lot of people who don't know what they're doing and are still going into multi-level marketing where it doesn't make sense. And that's what the problem then arises when people are trying to promote their stuff to people who have no need, no ability or wish to make use of that opportunity. And that's the problem then eventually. But if we go from the standpoint that we have a business, and I don't mean a multi-level business, but I mean a business that produces a service or physical product that we actively sell with our own sales team. We have our own marketing team. We have marketing campaigns. We have a vision and a mission. We've got a management team and we know what we're doing. Then we are usually able to cut through the noise to a certain degree. But the thing is, there's either the shortcut or the long path. And the shortcut is usually just putting ads out without any value content. The long path is the one where you build content, you build relationship with your visitors, with your readers, with people out there who might have a need for what you are offering. The thing is, you have to find the people and they have to find you. So you have to have both ways. Not just only pushing into the market, but pulling as well from the market people to you. And you can do that by having a multi-channel platform where you then have your public relations, where you have your content and all the kind of activities, your branding, all that, that's going out. And it can be all sorts of channels. It can be a mixture of Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, even channels like Telegram, WhatsApp, WeChat, all these things you can be using, Snapchat, TikTok, there's lots of stuff. The key thing is you have to be focused as well on a certain arrangement, because you have to think, okay, where are my ideal clients? Where do I have to focus on promoting my content? Where can I do it as a side outcome? For instance, let's say, generating a video explaining how you can use your tools for this and that, or giving an explanation what this and this in your market actually means, what that is, and educating your potential buyers. Then you can use that and have it, for instance, on YouTube. You can have the description on your website that might as well drive visitors to you, and so on and so on. And that's what actually takes you then to building a set of tools and platforms where you actually are going to have your content on. Because unless you are a huge multi-million-dollar corporation with 20 to 100 people who have the time and the capacity to do audio, video, text, copywriting every day, like a newspaper, pushing out content every day consistently, then it is otherwise very difficult to remain consistent, because after a while you stop it. Because if you invest too much capital into your marketing activities, you stop doing it and you give up eventually. Because either you run out of money, you run out of staff because they're bored, they don't want to do the whole thing every day again. Eventually, their passion eventually turns into discomfort because they're bored eventually. They need something different. And that's the great thing. New platforms are coming and that all the time out. You can go and venture in there and find out what you can do. But your team as well can go and test and try stuff out. And that's the thing. You have to find out what activities help you to be visible in the marketplace. What activities that fit as well to your ideal clients. Because if you are doing, for instance, let's say TikTok videos, but your audience isn't there, not even your audience's kids are there, or your audience's spouse are there, then it makes no sense. Because let's say your client avatar is maybe 60 and their children are 40, 45, maybe then they're as well not on TikTok. But you want to reach these people who are maybe 70 or so, and they're considering retirement and other kind of things, or maybe considering nice trips around the world. And you are doing stuff on TikTok, doesn't really help much because they are not there and their kids aren't either there to show them this stuff. And yes, of course, you could argument and say, well, maybe their grandchildren are there and they'll find out and find that's a nice thing for grandma and grandpa. Oh yeah, they will show that to them. But it doesn't necessarily going to help you because maybe there isn't enough connectivity or ability for them to actually be on site and show them this kind of video. And the duration of the video on some platforms is just too short to create this impact that maybe a certain generation needs. And the same thing applies as well in business. If you've got people who are at a certain level and they are not looking into Facebook, they are not using WhatsApp, they are not using Messenger, they are not using even maybe LinkedIn and so on. I have some contacts, some clients, high-level clients who are not on Facebook, they are not on Instagram, they don't use Messenger, they don't have LinkedIn. The only way to connect with them is email and picking up my phone and meeting them in person. And that's where you see, but they have the decision ability over a vast amount of budget, over companies of all sizes and capable to use services and products, opportunities that we can offer them. And that's why you have to be aware, where is your client avatar? What are they listening to and what not? Where can I reach them and what's maybe the best way to reach them and at what time? Do they have in the evenings maybe time, or are they more in the mornings time? Is it maybe something about 2 afternoon? Might be. But if you're trying to reach them at the wrong time, you will find doors closed. So you have to research that. You have to test it, refine it, and identify what's the best option and build a strategy. And what's good usually as well is doing like a mind map. You can do it either on a piece of paper or using mind maps that you can buy, or the software as well, open source software that you can use on Windows computer, on a Mac, on a Linux system. It doesn't matter. Whatever you fancy as a platform, you can use that to get that graphical image of what you are looking at and what's your market doing. And the same thing applies when you're considering some ideas, what you want to invest and so on. You can use that as well. So take these insights of this fast track edition and see how it might apply to your situation. And I hope you'll check in, sign on, and subscribe to our podcast, either here on iTunes, on Spotify, or even follow us on Twitter. And if you message me something on Twitter, I'm happy to respond to you as well. You'll find below this podcast edition, you'll find the contact details as well, where you can go and message us. And If you know somebody who might benefit as well from all these episodes that we've got here, then please share it with them and let them know so that they can get as well greater opportunities and improvements of their life. Because our mission, and when I look at what we're doing and why we're doing this podcast, this show, is actually because we want to empower 20 million people to improve their lives by not only maybe becoming the entrepreneurs, maybe improving even their entrepreneurial journey, and as well creating new jobs in their local areas, in different countries, and as well improving the overall situation of society, because that's what keeps people in a much better position. You've got less volatility, more peace and happiness, and more abilities for trade to happen to actually benefit everybody who's out there looking for a better future, instead of wasting all the energy just on trying to somehow cultivate some kind of hatred or other pointless activities. So please follow us on Twitter, or as well here, as I said, on Instagram. I've got an account as well. Yes, I don't really use it a lot, but Twitter, you usually will reach me well. And yeah, you can see as well on the different other platforms that we've got. There's lots of interesting things, but it's mostly Twitter. See you then. Hope you enjoyed the fast track edition of today. You can follow me as well on Twitter by using the Twitter ID CAPBARTSCH. Yes, that's Cap Bartsch. CAPBARTSCH. See you soon.